What's up, guys? David Shrek here. Today I'm going to be doing another album reaction. Today we're going to be checking out Plastic Beach by Gorillaz. Now, this is my first kind of introduction to Gorillaz. I have heard a couple tracks of theirs. I've heard MLS with JPEG Mafia. I've heard On Melancholy Hill, which is actually off this album. Feel Good Inc. Incorporated, whatever. I think those are the only 3 songs that I've heard. I might have heard a couple other ones, but I haven't heard much of Gorillaz. I've only heard 3 songs from Gorillaz. Never listened through a full album of theirs, and I'm pretty sure Gorillaz isn't. I'm pretty sure they're a virtual kind of band. I don't really know what to classify them as, because the songs that I have heard of theirs, it's not rock. I mean, there is some of that, but it's somewhat pop. It's somewhat hip hop. There's funk, there's freaking synth pop, like it's kind of all over the place, so I don't really know what to expect going into this album. One thing I will say before we get into this is the cover of Plastic Beach. I absolutely love. I just love it just looks so good. I love that font, I love the colors, I love the animation, just like it looks so clean and just like, I don't even know. There's something about this cover that I just love the look of it. And in terms of the title, Plastic Beach, I'm guessing that's some sort of play on maybe our society and how fake everything is. And when did this come out? 2010. So maybe it's a commentary on that. I really have no idea. Once again, I don't know much going into this. I don't know the members' names. I don't know how many members there are. So yeah, we're just going to hop right into this. We're going to go in raw. I know this album is critically acclaimed and a lot of people love it. And the songs that I have heard from Gorillaz, I like all of them. Like, I haven't heard a single Gorillaz song that I don't like. So, I mean, I have pretty high expectations coming into this. So yeah, let's hop into it. Let's go. First track is Orchestral Intro. Let me scoot over. We on the beach? Oh, we on the plastic beach. Boom. Just like that. Super cinematic already. This is not what I was expecting. Oh, that transition. Okay, before we go into the next track, okay, so kind of just feels like setting the tone, transporting us into this world, into this plastic beach, obviously with the waves crashing, the seagulls in the sky, the nice strings, the very cinematic production as well. Nice vibe setter, nice track that kind of establishes this world. And yeah, there's something somewhat like sinister and not quite right about it too, like those little synth lines that came in, and even just the string melody, it was a bit like unsettling. So yeah, pretty solid opener. Let's keep going. This has Snoop Dogg? Okay.
Gorillaz and the Boss Dog, Planet of the Apes.
Those synths? Holy. I've always loved the production on Gorillaz tracks.
And the pollution from the ocean, now with devotion. Now fascinate me, picture and animate me.
Bro, the synths in this?
Yeah, to the world of the plastic beach.
Okay, super psychedelic, trippy stuff going on. Snoop, I was not expecting Snoop on this album. Another kind of introductory track, Snoop kind of welcoming us into this world. Kind of feels like I'm just like being transported through some sort of, I don't know, like a portal or something into this world with these super like just the swirling synths. Like, it just feels super psychedelic and super 80s kind of at the same time too. Nice bass line in there as well. This is something I've always loved with Gorillaz, is just the production and the overall aesthetic of their tracks. Like, yeah, it's just the production is always super good, and that was no exception right there. Let's keep going. I don't know who these features are, but whatever. All right, now it feels like we're actually on the beach. We're like trekking through the freaking jungle or something.
Look, yo, no castaway, no survivor. I ain't lost and this ain't shipwrecked. I'm home, this is where I wanna live. Just founded like
Oh, I don't know who this is, but they're killing it. The flute. There's so much going on. Holy frick. Wow. There was so much going on in that track. The kind of tropical beat with the super, like, I don't know, tropical kind of drums. And cool little synth electronic bits. And then the string bits as well. All just coming together to create this super fun, colorful, sunny beat. And I don't know who these rappers are, but they killed it as well. One guy sounded almost, maybe he was just going for like a Jamaican voice, or maybe he is actually Jamaican, but he kind of had that tone in his voice, and it really fit. Both of them fit really well on top of that. That was great. I don't think I liked it as much as the one with Snoop, but it was definitely fun. It was definitely fun and like upbeat, and I'm wondering if, like, so far it feels pretty upbeat. I mean, the intro had a underlying kind of darkness to it, you could tell, but I'm wondering if it's gonna get more twisted and dark and fake, and I don't know, as we go on. Let's see. Rhinestone Eyes, this is apparently a super popular one, so, and I think I've heard this title before. Okay, wait, what happened? Okay, so I think this guy, is he like the main vocalist for Gorillaz? Because he's on Feel Good Inc., of course. He's on Melancholy Hill, and he's just got a super recognizable and just a recognizable voice. So let me know down below if he's the main like front man. I don't know if they have like a lead singer, or like I really don't know anything. So let me know down below. Your rhinestone eyes are like factories far away. Waves are so much synth action going on. That descending synth is so good. This part? What is that vocal sample too? Okay, so your love's like rhinestones falling from the sky, I think you said. So rhinestones, if I'm not mistaken, are like, are they fake diamonds? I'm pretty sure. So basically, once again, with the fake kind of plastic fake kind of vibe that we got going on here. I mean, saying that her love is fake, I guess. And then there was a couple lines about factories in there, and yeah, just overall, once again, continuing building on this theme of the plastic beach. This is just synth heaven right now. That descending synth, that, and then the little, there's so much going on. I love it so much. I don't have much else to add on to that one. Synth sounded great. Loved the drums on that one too. Pretty much loved everything musically. And then once again, this guy with his super recognizable and memorable voice. I don't know what it is about his voice. It's just super pleasant to listen to. And yeah, his voice, like, especially on that one, it was super, like, kind of muffled and, like, just not distorted, but, like, kind of dirty. And I thought it mixed in really well with the synths. It all kind of came together to create this, like, kind of just overall, like, fuzzy and dirty experience, which, I don't know, it kind of felt like you had this beautiful song, but it's buried under all of this, like, noise and dirt and just, and maybe I'm just thinking too deep into it, but maybe that's, like, the noise, the pollution, the everything in our world today. So, yeah, that was super dope, though. Great song. Oh! Whew. This is like the most 80s one so far. Who is this? The instrumental might be a little bit repetitive. All right, that's probably my least favorite one so far. It wasn't terrible. Like, I didn't hate it. I felt kind of bored through most of it. I was intrigued at first, but as that instrumental went on and you had that do 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 throughout the whole thing, that kind of got boring. I don't know. That might be a grower, but I feel like it could have just reached like a higher musical kind of peak or climax. Like, I wish it did a little bit more. But that guy who came in and who was like with those really passionate and really just out there vocals, he was interesting at least. But I just feel like musically it was probably my least favorite one so far because it did feel a little bit repetitive. But yeah, let's keep going.
Are you kidding?
Yo, pretty packages of frosted delights. Look, it comes with a toy. Toasted over flames, they be tasting quite right.
Time for
Superfast, I come in last, but just in time for radioactive.
Oh,
We be bad, we be breaking the 24-hour cycle.
these kind of like wailing synths in the background. They're not quite right. They're kind of dissonant. The synth work on this one is much better than the last track, in my opinion. It's a lot more interesting. Like, so many more like switch ups and little nuanced things going on. And whoever that first guy was, his verse was entertaining with those like low pitched little moments and the high pitched moments. I don't really know what he's rapping about, but yeah. And then when the main guy came in, don't know his name, when he came in with that little upbeat little like do, it almost feels like a jingle for a commercial, you know, like a song for a commercial. And maybe that's the point, because we are once again Plastic Beach. We're talking about all these things, manufactured things, just industries and stuff. So maybe that's the point. Maybe I'm just completely wrong, but I don't know. Oh, see what I mean about those synths? Like, there's something not quite right about them. Okay, before we go into the next one, much better than the previous track that one was. Like I said, the synths were more interesting. Once again, like with that hook, it has a kind of like commercial-esque vibe to it, and maybe that's the point, or maybe I'm just, I don't know, being stupid like usual. But yeah, that was great. That was great. And those kind of wailing synths in the back, like I said, super dissonant. Overall, sonically, that was just a joy to listen to. Let's keep going. Empire Ants. Oh. I feel like this is the first like acoustic guitar. It feels like the first like kind of natural instruments. This is beautiful. Please continue this, please. I feel like there's going to be a switch up, but I don't want there to be a switch up.
And if the whole world is crashing down,
This is the best song so far. The drums too? Oh, I don't want it to end. That kind of bass, that bass synth line is so catchy and so good, holy. So there it was, Empire Ants, probably my favorite so far, honestly. Like, the section where the synths just came flowing in, the only way I can really describe that was just a musical orgasm. Like, as weird as that sounds, that's what that was. Loved how it started out with those like more natural kind of real instruments, but then it brought in once again those synths, those more electronic instruments. That's been a sonic kind of motif, not a motif, just a theme throughout the whole album. And that moment was just amazing. I was kind of getting like Tame Impala vibes when those synths came in, but kind of mixed with like an 80s synth pop sound as well. Super psychedelic, super trippy. Like in terms of in the vocals, Tame Impala vibes. But yeah, Best song so far. Beautiful. No clue what the song's about, but I don't really need to know that right now because I just love what it sounds like. And I'll look into the lyrics later. But yeah, that was amazing. Whoa. That like growling bass line. Drums are almost like a gunshot snare type sound. This is so dope. Honestly, I'd be fine if this was just an instrumental for the rest of this track. Like, this is so good. This instrumental is insane. The glitter trees. I'm getting Tame Impala vibes again with this kind of bass line. I feel like I've heard this. This bass line in like a Tame Impala song, or it sounds like it could be. This is weird. I was not expecting to get freaking Tame Impala vibes.
Ship info.
Holy frick, I was right. I said I wouldn't be mad if this thing was just an instrumental throughout the whole thing. I mean, you had the little vocal passages, snippets, but it was pretty much instrumental the whole time. That freaking, I can't even replicate what that synth is doing, but it sounds so, like, just good. I don't have another word for it. It sounds so, once again, Tame Impala vibes with that bass line, that and just kind of some of the note changes. As an instrumental, I think it did run maybe a little bit too long. I think it would be more effective if it was a little bit shorter, but that's really my only complaint is that it's maybe a little bit too long. But other than that, very solid, very solid.
Some kind of nature, some kind of soul, some kind
of nature,
Ooh.
some kind of soul.
Yes.
of nature, some kind of soul.
Come forth with it. Some kind of nature
Some kind of nature.
is stars.
Delicate little piano keys to end it off. I wasn't a big fan of the piano at first. At first, it felt kind of cheesy with these kind of upbeat piano chords. But once the main lead dude came in with that hook, it kind of all came together. His voice is just so good. I love listening to it, and that hook was super infectious. And yeah, it just got better as it went on. So I really enjoyed that. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but I still definitely liked it. This album is just crazy. Like, I have no idea what's coming next. Like, I can't predict it at all. It's just all over the place, but it still feels cohesive, and yeah, it's just super unpredictable, and I love that. Okay, I do know what's coming next because I've heard this, but I love this song. That's perfection right there.
On Melancholy Hill, there's a plastic tree.
This part is just, it feels so warm. So good. Kind of unsettling ending there with that kind of boom hit. Yeah, I have nothing to complain about with that song. It's literally perfect. Very endearing little melody. Do 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 do. That part is just perfect. Whoever the singer is, his melody as well. It's addicting. The whole thing sonically and musically is just addicting, honestly. I've listened to that song like a lot of times. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling to see like a conceptual line through this. I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's like a concept album or not. I am picking up themes of the plastic beach, the fakeness, just the fakeness overall. I feel like another listen would really help with this album in terms of looking at the lyrics and really understanding what it's actually about. But musically, it's a treat so far. All right, Broken. This is another one that has no features listed. Another really dissonant, like,
They
I love this guy's voice.
with the fall of man being broken.
Okay, solid track. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but no features on that one. Just this guy's voice that I still am enjoying a lot. More synth stuff, more 80s kind of synth pop dance sounding stuff. The soundscape of this album is actually amazing though. Like the soundscape is so lush and the atmosphere is amazing. It's so textured and just layered, and I love that. It feels like there's like no space to even breathe. I feel like I'm just being suffocated in synths. And that might not sound like a good thing, but considering how much I love synths, it definitely is. Once again, I don't really know what that song's about. On my own time, I'll look into the lyrics more, but yeah, pretty solid. Not one of my favorites, but still pretty good.
Than me. They say that they win is okay, well let's see what you want, how you like, aim high, why not? Sun, moon, and starry yards, each and every all of y'all.
I'm not loving this. Bringing the real drums? That loud cymbal hit? So chaotic. Alright, I'm very confused. I'm very confused by that song. I feel like I'm not on my lyric picking up game today, too, because I have no idea lyrically what that song is about. I was just so confused. I feel like I was being tossed around in this kaleidoscopic freaking... I don't even know. I can't make words. I can't think of words that can describe what that made me feel. I don't know. I was so confused. There was so much going on. It felt so cluttered, but it also didn't feel like super messy at the same time. It felt like everything was where it was supposed to be. I think I'm going to need another listen for that one. I'm not going to do it now, but I will. I feel like that's going to be a grower because I'm just very confused. Very confused about that one. That was probably the most experimental one so far. I've really loved when the real drums came in and then those loud cymbal hits, and then it kind of synced up with him increasing the volume in his voice as well. That really picked up the intensity. But overall, it was just super all over the place and confusing. So I'm not gonna listen to it again right now, but I'm guessing if I listen to that more, it'll make more sense to me and maybe I'll enjoy it more. It wasn't terrible, but I'm left, I can't even really say if I liked it or not because I'm left just feeling kind of confused. Ooh, the atmosphere on this one right away is great. Woo! Whoa, that was cool. This has a really nice groove to it. This is cool. Wow. I don't think I have much to say about that track. Another solid one. I literally loved that little electronic section at the end with the beep 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 beep. That was cool. And yeah, I just love this dude's voice. I feel like I want more of this dude's voice on this album. Maybe if I go back and do earlier Gorillaz albums, I'll get more of that. But yeah, I just feel like he fits this sound so well, and it's like I feel like it's a match made in heaven, and it's meant to be. Because I mean, obviously it is meant to be because they formed a band and he's part of the band. So yeah, that was really great though. Not much else to say about it. Let's keep going. Another like tropical one. Feels like we're on the beach.
Chains in heaven, all I want is someone to rely on. This thunder comes around.
Forgiven, maybe.
Whoever Little Dragon is, I'm assuming that's her. Great vocals by her. Like right up against the mic, you can hear all it's almost like ASMR, but it's mixed. Like you can tell she's right up there, she's right up at the front. Oh. Love that little keyboard. Super fun. Great chemistry between these two. Oh, we're back with the beach sounds, like we started the album with. All right, I'm gonna let it go into this one.
Find a way to your heart.
There's definitely been a theme of love within this album too, though, because the Rhinestone one, right? Then that last song, it felt like kind of like this song where you had the guy and the girl singing back and forth between each other, singing to each other. I'm intrigued to see where this is gonna go, because I feel like we're ending. Well, we're obviously on the last two tracks here, but I feel like we're entering like the final act of this album. So let's see.
Oh, the sinking love.
Oh, this feels really like old school. The cello. Guys, I used to play the cello, so I have a soft spot for the cello. Probably one of my favorite instruments. It's just, it's literally like one of the best sounding instruments ever. I got to hear that cello again. Woo! All right, before we go into the last track, that once again just feels like the first track was kind of just like a moment on the island. Just a little moment, a little scene, a little snippet. It starts with the island, with the waves crashing, ends with it. Very serene, beautiful instrumentation. But once again, as I thought with the first track, kind of a dark undertone to it as well. So yeah, interesting similarities between the first track and this one. All right, last track. And of course, the sun goes down, or goes behind a cloud right now. That's cool. He's saying Pirate Jet? Oh my god. Hold up, I thought that was like percussion at first. But this, bro, the way they like transitioned that from sounding like some percussion into, and it was him saying Pirate Jet the whole time. That was crazy. I gotta hear that again. Ooh. You sense.
It's all 'cause we left the taps running for 100 years.
Okay.
So drink into the drink, plastic cup.
That's it. All right. There you go. Gorillaz, Plastic Beach. Strangely, the ending actually kind of brought everything together, even though I had no clue really what was happening throughout the entire thing. It felt like it was kind of in the future, kind of in a dystopian kind of future. It actually feels like we go to this island and we see this dude, the dude who's singing in the last song. It feels like he's just chilling there. He's been there, and he's like, look at what you guys did. Look at what you did to your own planet. He's like, drink from the fake, or drink from the plastic, whatever. He's just like mentioning all these things, and yeah, weirdly, it feels like it just put a nice bow on everything and wrapped up everything super nicely. I definitely missed a lot throughout this entire thing, and that's kind of just shows how good it is, because for the most part, the instrumentation and the production is so lush and colorful and vibrant, to the point where I was just listening to that most of the time. It's really hard for me to listen to both things, lyrics and production, and appreciate both of those at the same time. So I will go back to this in my own time. It might take even more than another listen. It might take 2 more listens, maybe even more, to fully like understand everything that's going on, because I feel like I missed quite a bit. But just musically, overall musically, super lush. Loved the synths throughout the entire thing. A lot of it felt 80s, but a lot of it also felt very timeless. Like, I feel like this album it's already 10 years old. It still sounds pretty modern. It doesn't sound dated at all. And I think it's probably going to hold up pretty well over the years, because 10 years later and it still sounds pretty timeless and pretty modern and not dated at all. So I enjoyed that part of it. The features were pretty nice throughout. I wish that I did hear more of this guy singing, because I really do enjoy his voice. But yeah, features were pretty solid. I thought it just did a really good job of building this kind of world for us to be thrown into and just experience it. And a lot of, obviously, the instrumental choices kind of support that plastic, fake theme that this album has, with the synths, with the electronic instruments. There's only a couple occasions where you had more natural, I feel like, real live instruments, like the strings, like the guitars. I mean, you had some real like drums throughout, but a lot of it was very electronic. And interestingly, pretty much the only time where you had those more natural sounding instruments was the beginning, and the second track, or second last track. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out this album in general. I'm still pretty confused, but musically I really enjoyed it. There was a couple tracks where I felt they could have been a little bit stronger. A couple tracks that felt maybe a little bit derivative of that 80s kind of sound, but the rest of them really inventive. Once again, just really wild production with a lot of stuff going on. And yeah, I just really love the vibe of this overall and the atmosphere that it creates. And that album cover is honestly, that album cover looks like what this album sounds like, to me at least. Like, it fits it super well. So yeah, there you go. That was my first Gorillaz album. Really loved it. I don't think there's much else to say. Let me know your thoughts on this album down below. If you guys want to let me know stuff about this album, anything that I missed, let me know down below as well. And leave some suggestions down below. I definitely do want to do some more Gorillaz in the future. I know they have the album, Demon Days? They have Song Machine, I think. So let me know which Gorillaz album you want me to do next, if I do end up doing another Gorillaz album. But yeah, very solid album here. Really enjoyed it, and I feel like this is gonna be a grower. Like, this isn't like the greatest thing I've ever heard off of first listen, but I feel like it will grow on me, and I feel like as I understand more of the themes more clearly, I feel like it will grow on me. So there you go, Gorillaz, Plastic Beach. 2 thumbs up. Very solid. Overall, I'm just kind of confused, but I will look into it more and hopefully figure out some more of it. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and I'll see you later. Bye.